Hi, hey kids, it's Princess. I am filming this with my phone, my Samsung Galaxy Note 2, because my UCam's not working on my computer. Excuse the eye thing where I'm trying to look here, but I also like seeing myself in the camera. So my eyes might shift around a little bit. But listen, kids, I wanted to talk more about transgender human rights and kind of touch on some of the problems that transgendered people experience and how that affects their lives throughout their life and can result in disabilities that are unintended, basically because of the lack of society's recognition of the condition, really. For example, well, anyway, so family life. Let's talk about family. Somebody asked me recently if I have any brothers or sisters or anything, and that kind of is leading into this example. So, yeah, I've got family. I've got a brother, a younger brother, and coming out, I lost a lot of friends and family. My brother doesn't want to talk to me anymore. He thinks I'm doing this for attention and trying to provoke people, and he doesn't see it in context or give me any credit for being this person my whole life, as though it's just something I started all of a sudden in order to get attention. And he's kind of a jerk. My dad, he'll never talk to me again, probably my whole life. That's what his wife told me on Father's Day this year. I was in contact with her, hoping to be able to talk to my dad, but no, he wouldn't talk to me. So I talked to her, and she told me that he'll likely never talk to me in my whole life, and that we're just from two different generations, and that I need to come to terms with that. So that was Father's Day, and that was nice. Told her, well, thanks, but I'm not really that interested in having a relationship with you. It's my dad I wanted to talk to. And then my mother, my beautiful, wonderful mother, lesbian mother that I supported and was fully supportive of as she came out when I was a child. She was not accepting of it at all either. Told me I was going to ruin my son's life. Told me I was selfish and on drugs and delusional. And was not able to look back into my life and see Sierra in my past. And that gets me to the point, not to on a little violin, but rather to just, for example, show how your loved ones are generally can really be your worst enemies. For example, my name, before I changed it to Sierra, it was Michael Charles Mahar Jr. I'm a junior. I was born without my own identity. My identity was given to me by my father, and it's such a great metaphor, because instead of allowing me to reflect who I was going to be, or for me to have my own spirit or sense of self, it was always it was always written, Michael Charles Mahar Jr. That's who I was. I was a replication of my father. I was his replacement. Always constantly trying to live up to being like him instead of being myself. And not only was it blinding for me and kept me from understanding myself as an individual, I think it was blinding for everybody else who knew me, because they only saw me in reflection of my father. How I matched up to him or his expectations of me. So, unfortunately, whether or not this is also an aspect of him, we'll never know because he's not going to talk about it. And I'm not going to make any, I'm not going to say anything one way or the other. But, so for you transsexuals or kids that are thinking about transsexuality, what you need to understand is that your family is a bad place to start and that you can't expect any support from them. And that's why transgender equal rights has to be understood as a true issue, because even within our families, transgendered people are oppressed and prejudiced against. We don't have the freedom of expression within what most people would consider a safe space. There are standards for child care, there's standards against abuse, but there's no standards for abuse, mental abuse against an individual who's transgendered and is being constantly belittled for that reality, and belittled in school, belittled at home, belittled your whole life. And to have that happen is degrading to the human spirit, and it's not appropriate. So, and that's happened to me my whole life. No room for me as a girl, no room for me in my heart, my compassionate self, everybody, my empathy. They told me I was full of shit. They told me, they didn't believe me. I was best friends with other girls, I was clever and cute, but I had to man up all the time. I was getting beat up, all this sexual tension from men. And if I had understood myself, if the establishment had understood me and my condition as a transgendered person, if there was a space for that within the psychiatric spectrum, I could have been helped. I could have had a normal childhood. I could have grown up to be something more than I was. I've never had a point in life where I've wanted to be, this is what I want to do with my life, because I've never gotten to be me. I did what was expected of me my whole life, and that made me angry person, doing what's expected of you instead of doing what you want in a world, the land of the free. My ass free. I'm not free. Maybe now, but I'll tell you what, we'll talk about it. There's other consequences when you come out at over 40 years old. You lose your friends, you lose your family, you lose your job, you lose your career, you lose everything. You lose everything. And you got to start over. Who teaches you how to put on your makeup? Who teaches you how to go shopping? How to match your clothes? What to wear? How to dress? Where to get your nails done? Huh? Give me a break. You can't just integrate. It's not easy to just integrate. That's why we need help. That's why the society has to consider us a special case. Not that we need their help, it's we need them not to abuse us so that we can exist equally, so that we can have access to stores and to opportunities that we aren't given because of fear and because of prejudice. So, I don't know if any of this is going to make it to YouTube from the phone, but, and I'm sure it was all disjointed. I hope some of it was useful. And I want to talk more about this. Please send any questions or comments, and please don't think I take offense of any of your comments. And of all my followers, please understand, I love you all. There's nothing, I have not taken offense to anything you've said, and have no hard feelings about anybody. I took that last post down, that's fine. Sometimes I'll just, and then I put it back up for another request. But, I'm just being me, and I don't really, if I felt upset about anything, I would just say so. Otherwise, I try to protect your identities when I comment about your comments, and because I respect you, and I'm really grateful for your input. And I love you all. Princess loves you, and we have to be strong for each other, and we have to make transgender civil rights a #1 priority, and vote for Sierra, your princess, as your #1 rep for transgender human rights. Yay! Go trannies! Unite! Psh. Love you. Hope it was fun. Hope you liked it. Hope it gets on YouTube. Bye!